Did you just get pre-approved? Well, congratulations. But let's not celebrate just yet, because one small mistake, one that you didn't even know that you were making, can cancel that approval in seconds. And it's happening to buyers every single week. So how do we make sure that that doesn't happen to you? Unfortunately, most people don't realize just how fragile that approval really is. One wrong move and the home that you've been looking at, that you've been preparing for, that you've been saving for, can slip away. Because the truth is, your pre-approval is not a guarantee. It's conditional, and it's a great start, but it's far from a done deal. It can fall apart very, very fast. Another thing is no one really walks you through what not to do after you've been pre-approved. Your bank won't mention it. Most realtors, well, they typically assume that you already know. But every week, I see someone lose their locked-in rate, or worse, the home that they've been looking at. I've heard it before, but I think it's like 1 in every 4 pre-approvals actually falls apart before funding. And it's usually over something completely avoidable. So let's make sure that you are not that buyer. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 quick things you do not want to do after you've been pre-approved, and how to keep that approval locked in for when you finally find the home that you want. Imagine this. You've just accepted a better paying job, which is great. But all of a sudden, the lender sees a probational period and pauses your approval. Now, that home that you've been gunning for, well, that could be out of reach for some time. So, if you're in the middle of the mortgage process, this is not the time to switch jobs, even if the new job is going to pay you more money. It's easy to think, well, what's the big deal? If I'm making more money, shouldn't that help my case? The thing is, lenders aren't just looking at how much money you make. They actually care more about stability. So if you are switching from a salary job to contract work, or maybe you're starting a business, or the new job does come with a probational period, well, that's risk that the lender is not going to fall in love with. And in most cases, risk for the lender will mean delay or possible denial. As a reminder, if you are looking at self-employment, lenders typically need 2 full years of income history before they even touch the file. So before you make a move, talk to a mortgage broker, because there might be a better way to time this, or it might make more sense to wait until your deal closes. This next one catches people off guard constantly. You get pre-approved, you're excited, so you start planning. Maybe you finance a car, or you take out a line of credit for furniture or something else. But here's what changes. Because lenders, they look at your gross debt service ratio and your total debt service ratio, which is basically how much of your income already goes towards new and existing debt payments. Even something small, like a $300 a month car payment, can actually cut your approval down by $30,000 to $40,000, depending on your income level. So the rule is simple here, guys. Don't take on any new debt until your mortgage is funded and you've got the keys to the home. And if you're not sure if something counts or not, the best thing you can do is ask. All right. This one feels harmless, but it can absolutely ruin your mortgage application and cause you some unnecessary headaches. You've already done the hardest part. You've saved up for your down payment. Then you start moving money around, maybe from your TFSA to your checkings account, or your savings account to your partner's account, or you see a gift from your parents show up last minute, all of which is normal stuff. To you, it's just a transfer. But to your lender, it's a mystery deposit without a paper trail. And those mysteries, well, they can trigger red flags, delays, document requests that can snowball pretty quickly. Guys, this is because lenders are in the business of following the money. And if they can't clearly see where that money has come from or how long it's been there, they're not going to be super comfortable with it. And once your file does get flagged, things start moving slowly. The lender is going to ask more questions. More questions means more paperwork and maybe a second review. So if you are going to move some money, anything over a couple $100, just make sure that you have a record of it. Take a screenshot, keep the statements, and if parents or family are helping you out with your down payment, which is super common, just make sure it's documented. Lenders, they typically need a gift letter that says the money is a gift rather than a loan, and your mortgage broker can send you a quick template for that. Even letting your mortgage broker know ahead of time can save you a ton of paperwork later on. All right, we're on the 4th one, and I love this one. But if someone asks you to co-sign something while you're in the middle of the mortgage process, the answer is no. You're not being rude either, because co-signing, well, that will make their debt your debt. So you say no, and you protect your future, and you protect the home that you're looking for. It doesn't matter if it's a car loan, if it's a rental application, whatever it is. If your name is on that paperwork, a lender will treat it as your debt, even though you're not the one paying for it. That one signature can completely change how your file presents. Those ratios that we talked about earlier, well, those change. How much you're actually approved for, well, that shrinks. And if things are already a bit tight as is, this might be enough to kill it off completely. So if someone you know is going to ask you to co-sign while you're mid-mortgage, here's what you're going to do. Politely say no. You're not saying no to the person, you're saying no to the timing. You can keep it simple and say, hey, I can't do it right now. Once my mortgage closes, we can take a second look. I've always found that being clear and direct is the best way here. This last one is the easiest way to mess things up. You're pre-approved and everything looks really good. And then weeks go by, life gets busy. Maybe you stop checking in. Maybe you forgot to send a document or two. Not a big deal, right? Well, not until your rate expires, your documents go stale, and the lender, they say you need to qualify at a higher rate. Suddenly, your file's out of date, and now you're facing delays, questions, a bit more back and forth, maybe even starting over from scratch. This may sound silly, but think of your mortgage like a moving train. Your mortgage broker is the conductor, keeping everything on track. But if you go silent, well, they can't steer this thing alone. The lender wants fresh documents and real-time updates. And when something changes, like a job, even a deposit, or just a question, the fastest and best way is a quick message. If you stay responsive, a good mortgage broker will keep your file clean, updated, and ready to go. So when you find the right home, your approval will be waiting for you, not you waiting for the approval at the risk of losing the house. Okay, getting pre-approved is the first big win, but keeping it, that's where some people slip up. And what matters is how you handle every little thing that comes afterwards. If you can avoid these 5 mistakes we've just talked about, you're already ahead of 90% of buyers. If you do have a question or if something didn't feel clear, please shoot me a message. I'm happy to jump on a call with you to get you a quick answer. And if this video did help, please consider subscribing or give it a like or maybe a comment, because every little bit of support helps my small channel grow. And hey, if you want a full list of what to prepare for, what to look out for, and what not to forget, download my pre-approval kit that I've put together. The link will be in the description below. And guys, I put together a VIP club. So if you want monthly tips, updates, and giveaways, you can join. The link is in the description below. But basically, it's 1 email every month. It's not spam. And every month, someone wins a $25 gift card of their choice. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.